Desde el hondo crisol de la patria se levanta el clamor popular, ya se anuncia la nueva alborada, todo Chile comienza a cantar, recordando el soldado valiente, cuyo ejemplo se hiciera inmortal. Enfrentemos primero la muerte, traicionar a la patria más. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Campesinos, soldados y obreros, la mujer de la patria también, estudiantes, empleados, mineros, cumpliremos con nuestro deber, sembraremos la tierra de gloria, socialista será el porvenir, todos juntos haremos la historia, a cumplir, a cumplir, a cumplir. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer.
Audio? Okay, no, okay. I think over the my mom sent me. I got a little bit of extra money from my parents for my birthday. No, for Christ's birthday on Christmas. A little bit of a holiday gift. And really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a new microphone because I know, having listened to these, that my audio is just absolutely abominable. So just give me a bit here. We're going to get that all solved. Let me just take care of a lot of stuff that we do not need here. Let's see. Yeah, it seems that a bit of the molding that I did for the police station got lost. Gonna do that again. No problem. Have no problem. It seems that, yeah, I would really, I want to make a few last changes to this police station. I just do. And I'm encountering this problem with Unity, and it's driving me up the wall. It seems that keyboard shortcuts are not working, and it is so annoyant. But tell you what, we're just going to work with what, the world sends us. Because I know after I hit play, we're going to be fine for about, a minute or two. And then it's going to just block up again. I'm wondering, do I need to update Windows or something? We'll see. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't use my F key to focus in just for that. So I'm just going to make sure that it's on all levels. Because first off, I want to make sure that the cat could easily get down from the top floor of the police station down to the bottom floor. And let's see here. After that, I just want to make sure that I'm going to do one last just tour of the police station. Make a note of anything that really needs to be changed, anything that needs to be fixed. And so let's hope the kitty doesn't just go through the floor. Yeah, well, I see Y fighting on the floor. I'm going to have to fix that. But this is what I'm most concerned about over here. Coming downstairs. Ah ha ha ha! I knew it. Get up there. Okay. Let's see here. There's that. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that when he gets to the top lip, he doesn't get stuck. Or she. Sorry, she does not get stuck. Okay. We're good. Except for that, we're going to have to add a new floor. Looks like maybe that got removed. But anyway, that's where we are now. I really should be over into the chat window, but I actually, oh yes, I am. I have been going great, just to make sure to the 0 viewers that joined us at the very beginning, and the 0 viewers that are with us right now. It's absolutely cool. I mean, really, we're just doing this for one party, really. Just, the people over, basically op research over at Annapurna that we know that are just tuning in to go, hey, what are they putting in their game? And we just have to rip them off. But here's the kicker: is that you guys at Annapurna, here's your problem. Our beta is going to be out before Stray 2 and before your, self-produced movie, basically your self-published movie. And again, I have no problem with the Stray. I just have an issue with Annapurna Interactive. I just do. There's anyway. I think I've gone into it in many ways, and that's the understand when I say that. Oh, you should talk bad about things in the game industry or anything in the bad. Yeah. Shh. In this case, I'm criticizing a large, huge corporation that again pulls at last estimate about 30 million a year. Probably has gone beyond that recently, and whose CEO is worth $200 million. Yeah, I think I have, but the creators of Stray, love you guys. And I'm sincerely hoping, by the way, that Annapurna just really hasn't ripped the soul out of your project by now. Just saying. There's a good series. Anybody? I think I mentioned this series once before. It's called Mythic Quest. It's on Apple Television, Apple TV, and it's sort of geez, compared to anything, it's sort of like a little bit of The Office, a little bit of Community, but it's about a video game developer, and really, it it is a very, very well written show. I have to say, and the things that they put in there. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to go into another scene because I cannot deal with how slow this is acting inside of the scene. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna save that. Commits the overroads. We're gonna go into a brand new scene with no cameras or anything, and we're gonna bring that police station in because I know what needs to be done. I don't need it inside of a scene. So police FL1. And the reason I mentioned that show, Mythic Quest, is it seems like every season they have to have one episode that's sort of like about the history of the people within the game, one of the people within the game. And the first one in the first season is a really good episode because it's I don't know, it just goes into how game development just goodness. And strangely enough, by the way, it's produced by Ubisoft Montreal, which is as we all know, a huge gaming company. It's strange that but I think they have probably very little oversight for it, because it does criticize a lot of things in the game industry and such that, most of us are for. I mean, NFTs and so on and so forth. The guy who played Abed in Community plays the financial manager of the company that makes Mythic Quest in this game, in this show, and he basically predatory Abed in this game. He's a mix between Martin Shkreli and Abed in this show, and of course everybody likes Abed because if you don't know, he was number one first representation of just straight out representation of autism, functional high functioning autism in popular media, and it was also a sympathetic portrayal of that as well, which is something that, again, and those of us who are on the spectrum, understand. Especially number one, geez, it's greatly understood, and number two, there are charities who unfortunately take advantage of it. Like Autism Speaks and such. But anyway, in one of those in one of the episodes, the feel episodes, we call them the feels episodes because those are the episodes where, I don't know, it just goes into more to like the people behind the games, and let's see. I think it was also the last thing that William Hurt was ever in before he passed away. Um, and poignantly, he plays a game. No, in the show he plays a character who is dying. Um, but in the first of those feels episodes, it follows this young couple who just decide, hey, we got this idea for a game, let's do it, such. And boy, oh boy, I mean, how it just gets totally, all the spirit gets distilled out of it, the relationship is destroyed, etc., etc. And in the end, the only thing that people remember about this game that really was the most important thing in these two individuals' lives is a spin-off series about, I mean, their game was called uh, Cold Dark Death or something, Quiet Dark Death, yeah, that, and or anyway, Quiet Dark Death or something. But in the end, the only thing that really survived all of the God, jeez, the corporate craziness and everything was this spin-off thing that was this cute, like, sort of purple Muppet thing that just had absolutely nothing to do with their initial game. But there's a lot of, jeez, and again, I guarantee you, I mean, unfortunately, it is the devil's bargain that, an indie developer we sign with the publisher and we have to, do a lot of crazy stuff. But there is a great thing in this, that one episode where in the end, I think one of the characters, the guy who, unfortunately was the guy who was actively sort of promoting the not promoting, but just okay with perversion of the original concept and everything. At a certain time, I don't know. He just gets reminded. I don't know. He said, if I had been in charge, none of this would have happened. And just one of the characters, I forget how it goes down really, but they lean in. They go, "You were in charge. You were in charge the whole time." And that's the thing is that he was. I don't know. He had the game that was hot, the thing, and yeah, it had a very sad ending. Well, no, it just had a bittersweet ending, and jeez, I think I'm actually gonna have to. It's just weird how this thing is laid out. We have a little bit. We're just gonna. Oh God. Yeah, we can move that forward, all of that entire structure forward, and we won't have this problem. But heck, it would just mean moving. Except I think FL1 is all its own critter. Yeah, Stray was a success, and again, I have absolutely no qualms with that because again, because Stray walked, we can run, etc., etc. I mean, there were a few cat games, before our projects and so on and so forth, but it hadn't been proven to be, a million unit seller or a multi-unit seller, a million unit seller, and uh, heck, again, I have absolutely no problem with a fellow developer's success, especially the people who are on my level of things. But again, the corporation is different from the developer. That's one thing that every game fan should understand. If you're, I mean, I remember once I got this big brawl. Well, no, this disagreement with somebody on Twitter because at a certain point, here's what happened. It was kind of just absolutely stupid. But the news of Stray's delay had come out. Stray was going to be delayed by about so many months, Um, and I remember that day when I found that out. And again, I had no problem with that, but I posted on Twitter Hey, for those Stray fans who are disappointed that Stray is going to be delayed, hey, come over to our come over to Patreon. You get for pay a buck and you get to play a cat game now. You play our cat game now. And here's the thing, and somebody had to explain it to me. And again, this is I mean I don't think this is an example of me being on the spectrum. This is just an example of like how crazy business is and such. But they explained to me that when I posted, "Hey, Stray isn't coming out for a while. What say you come over to our? I mean, if you really want to play a cat game, come over to our Patreon, donate a buck, and you get to play a game right now. Play a cat game right now." I'm sorry, cancel. Good. And apparently, what happened that evening was, again, this just led to some craziness with this kid, and it was a kid, but but essentially, it had to be explained to me. It was kind of weird. Hold on, is that coffee? Okay, we cannot have coffee inside of mugs because unless it could spill out, that's not an option. Uh, Gonna have to open this whole thing and start. Number one, apply. Oh, okay, open it up and bring this coffee out. Goodness gracious. Yeah, if we have cups of coffee, mesh collider, dialogue system. Oh, maybe there's a quest in here. Oh, she probably made it so that you can spill coffee all around the. Okay, that's something she maybe neglected to tell me. But anyway, I forget where it was there. My whole like dissertation to the world out there that's not watching. But oh yeah. And and what happened was, is that night somebody who had formed some sort of bizarre parasocial relationship with the game publisher Annapurna just went online and wrote this like very long Tumblr post about how I was just I was a big bad meanie trying to undercut Stray and everything, but apparently, and somebody explained it to me, and to me it's to this day it still doesn't make any sense, but they explained to me that, oh, when you suggested that, people got the idea that you were saying buy Peace Island instead of Stray. And I had to say that's absolutely absurd because I literally said, I don't want you to buy it. Consider donating $1, and that way you can get a preview of our game. And number two, what lunatic I would think this? And yeah, it turned out to be this kid who like did this very long. I mean, literally after. I mean, he so objected to me dissing his favorite game developer and his dream project, I guess, or may really it was his parasocial relationship with Annapurna is what it was. And but he was so offended by me just posting that thing of, hey, consider donating $1 to our project if you want to play a cat game now. He had spent that entire previous night again in his bedroom. I'm imagining. Here's the scene in my own mind. He had Slipknot playing like really loud, and his bedroom stank of teenage bo, and his mother kept on he like I said he had what was it, yeah, some stupid emo heavy, like quote unquote heavy band playing, like Slipknot playing, and I'm imagining that throughout that evening, his mother was knocking on the door. Dear, are you okay? She'll go away, Mom. I'm busy. And I'm standing up. Anyway, but that was just absolutely crazy. And people need to understand. Uh, I mean, these days, considering that people walk around with literally just corporate logos straight on their shirts, that they may not be up and aware that those corporations that they, for some reason, I mean, just without even thinking of it, advertise for, and that they may consume their products, and they're like, oh my goodness, this company, they really get me. No, those companies, they don't get you. They only want your money. That's all it is. I mean, that's one of the things we have to understand when we go into our dealing with publishers in a couple of months is um, we are going in this with no blinders on. We understand that these, I mean, the publisher, any publisher, just they don't care about anything about the art, anything about the story. They just want to make sure, I mean, does it sell? Does it sell so many units, etc. And they're going to come in and they're going to demand a hell of a lot of changes, etc., etc. And unfortunately, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And for some reason, this kid had gotten in this, again, he just decided to do this whole fat law. And that's, can I just say, going back into the history of Peace Island, that was one of those days where I was like, I know something's going on here. Because, number one, I mean, I really just cannot be bothered to. I mean, we were developing a video game, and these kids, well, I'm sorry, but there were some people on our team that, I mean, I know now in retrospect, because, I mean, I know, essentially, one of the things that I have repeatedly said, oh, hello, hello. Interior, oh, church. Thank you so much for, sorry, and I apologize for not getting back to you really quick because I was about to go launch into this whole thing. But here's where we are. Uh, we have, right now, we have, as I said in the Kickstarter update, if you don't follow I'm sorry, not our, yeah, the Kickstarter update and our Patreon updates, we, oh, sorry, we are so focused right now on getting everything done we can that is absolutely 100% essential for the beta. Now, unfortunately, the church interior, while it was available in some of the previous alphas, the church will not actually be available in the beta. But hold on, before you get to this point, hold on there. Understand, if it's a matter of the wedding registry, I can send a picture of the wedding registry, the page. I can, I could put it on a pedestal and all of that. I'm sorry if it's something that you want to show to a significant other or something. We can whip something up for it. I apologize that it's been late, but like I said, I mean, there are literally several hundred game. I mean, name mentions that go inside the beta that we still have to address. So we've had to prioritize some. And but yeah, just let me know. I mean, here's the get in touch with us. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. If I'm going to say if you are like Sauron37 here and you are waiting for a name insert that you were promised, we number one apologize for the delay. We we are putting them in. I mean, for example, if you in the library, we got visiting authors. Here we have the wanted posters of a lot of people. For example, here, wanted for questioning. Who's a good kitty? There's a question. Let's see here. Where's the other one? I think there's another one that was like in here for excessive excessive small game in the preserve. Let's see, dangerous criminal in the on the loose. Okay, but if you want, if you're somebody who supported the project and you're like, well, heck, why is it taking so long? Get in touch with us, and I will expedite your mention. It won't be too tough. It ain't a big thing. One of the things I really want to get to is, I mean, a wedding registry, cool. But can I'm a foodie, and back in the day, back before I got into game development, I really loved cooking. No, actually, I'm gonna revise that. Back in the day, before I started working at a deli, at the restaurant, I really loved cooking. And there's a bunch of people who, wanted to have an herb, like a kind of garlic or a certain kind of food named after them in the recipes. And I'm looking forward to like doing those. They meant both, the menus and the recipes because they're going to be open cookbooks, and there'll be recipes for each of those in there. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, and so yeah, just get in touch with me. And I mean, here's the you just said, "Oh, that's no big thing." Here it is. Considering that you brought it up to me, and I did, because here's Laura does have the wedding registry. It's just I do not know how many entries we have done yet, and that's something I need to a review. So tell you what, number one, we need to get the carpet here. Carpet texture, rug, T. Oh, actually, material, and I mean, really, carpet is the proper term. T. Material. I know I have a bunch more carpet textures than just these, and that's a good institutional. Oh, but those need to be scaled down. That is precisely kind of just really gross, interior shag, crappy shag work they would have in this kind of room. But yeah, just get in touch with us, and I mean, and not just you, but again, anybody who's like Soren over here. And by the way, Soren, next time I don't go to brick and mortar stores much because I don't own a car, but I am going to get a freaking microphone because I know my sound quality is absolute garbage through this speaker, but I know with like about a $30 microphone, it'll sound a billion times better. I'm gonna get that taken care of. So just so you knows there, I'm cognizant of how crappy my the quality of this is. Actually, that needs to be zoomed down just a little bit more. Yeah, and I think one of the other we've gotten a lot of Pet Cemetery entries in, but not all of them. I mean, if you're not aware, this was exclusive to Kickstarter, as you may know. People were able to get their pets in the Pet Cemetery inside the game. Uh, and we've gotten about half of those in, but I really want to fix a few things, and we need to get a few others in. Um, for example, Peter, a friend of mine who, he's a boss of mine back in the old days, but heck, since I started my own company, anyway, he wanted to be a former mayor, and his portrait's going to be up on the hall in town at City Hall, which is another premium thing we need to do. Um, and here's oh gosh, I've already mentioned about it. I rely on Midjourney to clean up people's photographs for these name inserts, and gosh, I don't know. Maybe I should just go ahead and sub to Midjourney again. I wonder if they take PayPal these days, because I would like to get those mayor's pictures in and a few other pictures in uh, before we get the beta. In fact, I mean, it would be stupid if we had the City Hall and all these people that were like, "Yes, I've been waiting to play it. I was waiting to I was really looking forward to myself, seeing myself as mayor, and I didn't see it. So what's up, guys? Well, we'll get that solved." And I think I've mentioned this before. If you're not aware, we use Midjourney AI to clean up photographs because, say, for example, you want a bunch of photographs of librarians. You need consistent lighting and quality and aspect ratio and size among all 12 people who wanted to be former librarians. And people send in photographs with lighting in different places, and the only way to really make sure that the photographs were of uniform, quality, size, etc., was to use Midjourney, because it's got this way that you could feed an image in, tell it, what kind of background, what kind of lighting, etc., and then feed it back into itself until you get a perfect, clean photograph of that person, consistent with all the rest, against a completely new background, different lighting. And I just, we couldn't do it otherwise. Because if we use the photographs that people send in, and no offense to those people who send in their photographs, but seriously, it's just, some of them were crap, really low quality. like I mean, so, I mean, some of them were like blurry and so on and so forth, and uh, some of them were great. I still don't like this carpeting. It looks like a gravel floor. There we go. Just trying to make it so it's yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Uh, because really, I think I've already done like a stream. If I have, I should go. I should look over and see if anybody's chatting. Okay. Oh, and by the way, sorry, I'm not going to be offended if you tune out because this is very dull. These streams are always very very dull. It just is. I'm not too proud to admit that. I usually do these late at night and when it's been so many hours and I have to keep myself honest. But see here. All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's see here. That flag should. Oh, actually, that's great the way it's on the books. But the books should. There should be more books. There we are. Move those back because. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want the wrinkle of the flag to be consistent with what it's lying on. In fact, there's room for one more book over there. But just for the sake of being, cool, I'm going to pull it out just a bit. And I don't like these postcards are like the wrong aspect ratio. That's weird. These should all be small, like about there. I'm just going to have to go through these. Again, that's why I'm doing the final review. Okay, so now I changed everything, and what I did was also, it seemed that the floor had been missing a collider or something. Let me just see here. Yeah, no collider. We're just gonna add a box collider to all the ones on the floor, on the ground level. Why not a mesh collider? Mesh colliders seem to be less, when it's dealing with updates, less reliable. So let's just grab all the floor tiles here. Oh, and after this, I get to do molding again. I thought I was done with the molding, but apparently somewhere along the way, my previous work was deleted, so I get to do the molding all over again. Oh, and by the way, well, here's the thing. We improved the toilets in the old jail. And you're like, that's really disgusting. Is that an improvement? Absolutely. The ones we had before were really low poly and just looked out of place with all the other stuff. And also, look at that bog roll down there. That's teeny. But anyway, box collider. Add that to those. And let's see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to I've done all these changes. I'm going to bring this now into my workbench scene. White box. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, we're good to go. Oh, one thing, I want the basic white paint in this room because this is the interrogation room of the police station. So it will have just very neutral colors. And I mean, if anybody here is not a fan of them, I recommend watching YouTube channels like JCS Criminal Psychology, etc., because oh my goodness, the stuff you learn about just the way people act and how they get into your. I mean, let me tell you, the best thing to do if you're ever brought in for questioning by the police, if unless you're brought in there on some serious suspicion of something crazy, like you just like set your mother on fire or something like that, they will tell you at the very beginning, you're free to go. We're just asking a few questions. And what they'll do is they will position themselves. So say you're sitting here. Oh, no, they'll put you here and they'll put themselves here. on this chair. And they'll say, oh, you're free to go. But here's the trick. You have to get up, walk all the way around and past them, which is a power move that most people are not capable of. They will just sit there and they will confess because they're like, oh, well, there's a policeman right there. And I mean, just because of, proximity, it's just not a good idea. So again, if they can tell you, if you're free to go, just go, go, because if you don't, they have ways, the old German way. We have ways of making you. Oh yes, they do, and they are so subtle. They're not cruel. They're just ways. They just know how to get just to do it. I mean, one of the ways, and it's something that unless they will mirror your body movements just because that will build subconsciously, just a connection between you and a policeman and your mind, and you will again. It's just mind screwery. Just be quiet and either say I want to talk to my lawyer or leave. That's the thing to do. Let me tell you. And watch. I mean, again, JCS Criminal Psychology to learn about that. It's a fun channel to watch because I mean, really, what's really crazy about, I mean, I JCS usually has videos that are just like these interrogation videos and such, and there are a few channels that have these, of course. But what really, I mean, the one, it's like for lack of, I don't know what you call it, but the real juicy part of the video is you have this person who's been sitting there for literally hours being sweated out by the policeman. And they keep on going, no, 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 didn't do it. No, I don't know what you're talking about, officer. And they could have left at this point, by the way, but they don't. But they eventually are caught. It's something that they do, something that they say, and my goodness, you see these people, they're going to have to do a lot of growing up over the next couple of seconds, let me tell you. And that's the real tough part to watch those videos. But let's see. What's going on here? How come I can apply the overrides? There we go. Ooh. So let's see here. We got the interrogation room here. Yeah, nice and except I would really like just like a really generic plastic sort of card table there. We need a card table. I mean, we're low on tables. We need more. It seems you're going to be seeing that a lot in there. Okay, so maybe I should add that to my list. Get card cable a table. So. Oh, let's see. By the way, I gotta feed my kitty cats in about 20 minutes. I only stream these for about an hour every day, so. And it's strange because everybody seems to show up 1 hour into the stream, but yeah, I'm gonna go on eBay and get a better mic for these things. So, anyway, yeah, I added a collider to the jail, so I need to retest. This. Make sure the cats can get down to the jail. They don't go down to the floor. And they don't fall through. So apply all. I'm going to go to white box and bring it in. White box 2. Oh boy. No, I'm not going to save. Don't save because really, all the stuff that I did is inside the prefab, not the scene. So yeah, you can see the prefab is still right over here. It has changes that way. What's that? Oh, okay. Change of scale. I thought she had added some garbage or something to the floor. Let's sync. I'm gonna have to recheck the scale of everything just to make absolutely sure we're keeping consistency. Things look good in the office pretty much. Yeah, we want to make sure that we have our cat test spawn location over here, so we can just immediately hop in and hop out. Ooh. So yeah, I'm gonna get that microphone right after this stream. I'm probably gonna go on Chewy and buy next month's worth of cat supplies. By the way, I mean really, I know that these days it's like a fight for warehouse stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And Chewy is they can just grab priority, et cetera. But let me tell you, we save so much money, and as somebody who owns like 3 cats, I don't like having to haul. Even with using a taxi, I do not like having to haul 50 pounds worth of litter back twice a month. I just don't. That is excellent. That is freaking excellent. That is smooth as silk. Yeah, the weapons locker there. Let me just see here. And those pistols are really small. In fact, look, they're way out of scale. They're not on the little hooks. The gun. I'm pretty sure there's a name for those things, but I don't know. Gonna have to take a closer look at that. That's kind of screwy. Those guns should be about proper size. And I'm not going to say anything about the weapons cabinet. Not going to say a thing. Players are going to have to figure out themselves. See here? There's something going on here because in the prefab, they're the proper size. There may be some sort of modifier attached to. There we go. We have some old script attached to them that don't need to be there. So let's see here. Yeah, just grab that again. Take out the gun script. But anyway. Yeah, that's a concern. But yeah, I think really right now I can do something that I want. Let's see. Sure. Streamline movement between police station and the basement. That is done. It is when I look at the stuff that remains to be done in this project, by the way, it's getting kind of frightening because it's so few things. It's just so few things. And I mean, boy, it's really exhilarating to see finally things coming together after so many years. And I mean, we still have about a dozen things down here in our wish list that may not be in there. But I still think that we're going to be able to get things like a rain in there. I think we can get rain to work. Oh, the commune memorial. I actually started working on that. Dang. Etchel, Rups of the toast. I'm actually getting rid of that. At a certain point, I wanted to have bungee cords around the island so that people could. By the we lost our viewer. That's great. Like I said, I'm not hurt by that. Geez, that was down there and the stuff that I think we wouldn't be able to get done. And we actually have that in progress. That's another place where people who contributed to the project get their names mentioned. But I tell you what, I have to step away for a moment because my 50, something year old interior plumbing is telling me, hey, Eric, step away for just a moment and visit the, that place. See you in a moment. So we're back down to 0 viewers. That's great. But I want to take a look at that list again because if that got moved out of my wish list up to like in progress, what else did we? Let's see. Some people said dust bunnies. Hmm. Driftwood, not an option. We're getting rid of this. I thought about having bungee cords, so because the cats can drive golf carts, but it's just too much of a hassle. And just like it's kind of cute, but it really wouldn't work. So, Rain, make hot dog stand movable. Oh, find female archive dot because I need. Yeah, I need. I actually did because I got that for the radio show. Excellent. Stack golf carts. That was something from one of our supporters. And Cave, that we're getting rid of those. And Shelf Books, Dust Bunnies quest map. That's actually up top in progress or in one of our things that we have to have. Let's see. My goodness. And really, those are both the same thing. So really, we took about 40% of the stuff off of our wish list. And one of them, or at least two of them, were actually being taken care of or have been taken care of. That's pretty cool. So really, geez, what else do we need here? Let's see here. Sorry, that's Twitter there. Or no, that's why I'm sorry, that's our Patreon update. Let's see. Ventilation is cool. Show PlayStation exit. Find buckets. Balance play. Gonna create outline scheme. We're in that. We got that almost done. Oh, Chicken Quest work with new locks. I'm going to assume that Laura's going to get that done. So let's see here. As you can see, most of our stuff here is I think I pointed this out in our update last night on Patreon about the vast majority of the stuff that remains is content and story related stuff. And boy, thankfully, during the months that, all the time that we were dealing with those people that were scamming us and such. Oh, no, actually, let me go back for a minute because I really want to go back to the beginning of this cast and say, why do I go, oh, Annapurna's watching us? Because I'm insane. No, here's the is Peace Island is pretty much the most prominent cat game aside from Stray. And I know that Annapurna has taken advantage of some stuff that we have done before. Email me if you want details. And I do not doubt they have one of their people watching these streams to make sure that they can, if they're adding something to their game, make sure that we have it, that way, etc. But again, our beta is going to be out before they can do that. So, meh. And we need to come up with a uniform scale for these toilet tissue rolls because that is just pathetic. I mean, you couldn't wipe one cheek with that roll. Trust me. Yeah, that teensy roll. And actually, I don't know. Oh, and once before when I was discussing this, I think once before I mentioned, prison toilets. And those who are not aware, like I said, because of certain things in life, I actually spent once 10 days in a jail and county jail. And, oh goodness, jeez, these things are buried deep. Let's see here, get rid of that. Yeah. And I was trying to describe exactly what, the prison toilets are like in your average county jail here in the United States. Fortunately, there are actually a lot of people who have produced 3D models of exactly the way they're. I think something's wacky. We just have to play this for a second. I don't know why Unity is acting this way. It just seems to sometimes go, I'm not going to obey keyboard controls anymore. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, I do not doubt that. Yeah, Annapurna Interactive is. Yeah, they have their person watching, going, "Hey, seeing what they can do." But anyway, let's see here. Are those toilet tissue rolls swattable? Oh, you can't swat the toilet tissue roll. Oh God, gotta add that. Okay, for some reason the toilet that is not right. You should be able to push those toilet rolls all over the place. So I got to add that to the fixed list. Oh, and look at those shadow underneath that rug. That's not flush with the ground. Hold on. Make sure bog rolls colliders. And by the way, I use the British term bog roll because I find it to be more entertaining than toilet tissue. Because look at that roll of toilet tissue. That's cat size. I mean, look at that. When you see the butt up against, yeah, that's a roll suited for a cat, not for a human butt. Cat toilet tissue. No, that's called their tongues. Anyway, let me see. I'm going to fix this rug here, and yeah, it looks like there's a collider issue with that bog roll there. And it's, finally, it's letting me out. All right. Oh, it looks like we have an extraneous collider here, dude. That just hit me there. I just noticed that. Hold on. Dang. Pardon me, I'm just going down, 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 down. There we go. But you saw at the end there, I'm sorry, if I just grab this, you see here, there's a collider, this green box there at the end. That should not be there at all. But I'm just, is it in the prefab? Goodness gracious, no. Let me just open this up and see. Hopefully it'll be an easy fix, like this is a prefab with those attached. Let's just see here. Police FL basement, open. Yes. Yeah, that I can fix that real quick. Let's see, LOD one, and we shouldn't have LOD on these really. That's kind of crazy. Okay. As always, these are one of these things that you discover along the way, that they're like extraneous things attached to elements from a component. Because for interiors, LOD, I mean, LOD is fine if you have a lot of beds in the external world, et cetera, et cetera. But really, I mean, it's in an interior environment, having LOD is a little bit just too much. It's overkill. And look, it's doing this again. It's not letting me out. See? Click, 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 click. Why is Unity behaving this way? Oh, no, no, no. We got out, right? Let me see. Scenes? No, it's not letting us into the scene view. What we have to do is we have to hit play again, go out of it, come back. Gosh. Maybe I need to reinstall Unity. Let me see. 7:54, almost time for my kitty cat feeding. Let's see. I've been going for 54 minutes. So let's just give it a couple more minutes of very boring content, and then I got to go and feed the guys, really. Let me just run around here. Yeah, we got to fix the molding up top. That's fine. By the way, those floating dots in the background, those are NPC. Those are bed, just icons floating. Oh God, look at that. I thought the flag was static. There's a mysterious wind running through the police station. We could run a fan up there. Just put a fan up there, you know? That would be kind of cool, actually. Add a little bit of realism, you know? Okay, so we're going to add fan. Do we have a fan prefab? Hold on. I know we have some. I know I have a good office interior. And by the way, yeah, in Maine it does get hot. People do. I mean, we do not have air conditioning in our apartment. We use fans. Yeah, put that in there. But if you saw, remember before, my main goal was to fix this. Remember what? Get rid of that tiny toilet roll over there because that is just not good. Just that. And there's a reason, by the way, that the this one particular cell is better than the rest. It has a little bit, a little bit of color and et cetera, et cetera. But I can't go into that. It's it's its own story. Got to check the scale of those chairs. I don't know about that. Just don't know. And these guys, their texture always has too much smoothness applied. It has to be brought down. Shininess. Yeah, there we go. I really don't like that much. Yeah, okay, so all right, we remove that on the camera. I want a waste paper basket down here over there. There should be a pen. Let's see. We can just go to the top floor, grab a pen. Oops. Oopsie. All right. Where is this? Jeez. Oh yeah, waste paper basket. We need that, but I guess we have to go into or grab that there. Yep, there, grab that. I kind of like the blue institutional ones rather than the white ones. I mean, that blue standard, trash bucket that is just so. And let's see here. The fan. Does it animate, by the way? Let me just check this. Oh, it's an LOD. It doesn't move at all. So we want a fan that actually is blowing. Either that or we're just going to have to remove that animator from the flag over there because I can't have that moving. It has to have a reason. What are those underneath the bed there? Money? I think the money would be a little bit larger, but that's a scale thing to work out later. Okay, so we want a card table. Oh yeah, the flag. Take care of that flag there. Oops. Let's see here. Yeah, unlock animated mesh, turn that off. Excellent. So we have that. That's no longer moving. Yeah, I wanted a garbage can down by the weapons cabinet down there on the lower floor. Now we're going to have to talk about a really stuff because we do have stuff that's separated into each floor being its own prefab, but things within each floor need to be universal outside of that. Card table. Let's just see here. Actually, what we want is we want one of those ugly institutional tables. And yeah, I use Turbo Squid because do we have, I do not have time to model something like this from scratch. So let me just see. Let me see. School table. We want something just so generic. And anybody who see them, the ones I'm talking about with the just fake wood, plastic paneling on top. Oh, look at there, look at there. Ah, ah, classroom elements. That is something to be worked out at a later time, I think. Because, I mean, man, I just want that particular kind of table. There's just this one. It has a black rubber seal around the outside. The plate, I mean, it's just so. I'm just gonna go. Let's see. Office table. That's close. Huh. Well, when you're looking for something very particular, you got to do a little bit of research. But let me tell you, I know exactly the kind of thing that we need. We need something that just, again, just screams that. It's very boring, dull, sort of just interior design that they've just settled on. That's what it's like. That's what we have for the office. I see. Just so many. But hey, we've been going for about an hour now, and we've had we've had one good viewer here, and I'm pretty sure the people from, Annapurna are going to be tuning in later. So hey, take care, and don't screw the guys who make Stray too much. I know they're good people. All right, take care. Bye.